ladies, gentlemen, please help me welcome Anna O'Donnell to the stage from the World Bank Group. Thank you so much.
Good morning, everyone. So on behalf of the World Bank, we're very excited to be here today. I'm just going to give a few remarks to introduce a little bit of where this work is coming from and how we've been working together with the government in Khyber Pakhtoon. Been practicing that for a while. And then we'll turn it over for a presentation that will summarize some of the work that we've been doing and some of the recent investments and initiatives that the government has started to attract a bit more of the outsourcing sector to KP. Thank you. So I won't be giving any part of the presentation. I'm just going to give some of the introductory remarks. So the World Bank is if you don't know it, it's a large international organization. We work primarily with governments and member countries, providing technical assistance and financing for particular projects, mostly in developing and emerging markets. My team has been working together with the government of Khyber Pakhtoon, specifically in the information technology sector for the last 4 years, where we have been looking at trying to bring more jobs and growth through the IT sector, particularly for the youth population in Khyber Pakhtoon. So we've been very happy to be working very closely with the government, and we've seen a great responsiveness on the part of the government, a real eagerness to work and to try to improve and make things better in the province, and a large number of initiatives that have been launched in recent years to really attract investment and to see the province grow and to really move the province to a new level. So we're really happy about that. One of the areas that we identified for potential job growth in the IT sector was the BPO industry. And as a part of that work, we've brought on board some technical experts to do some analysis of where KP stands with respect to regional and national BPO markets, to understand what the competitive advantage of KP really would be in the international marketplace. And to provide some recommendations for how to strengthen and attract investment to the sector. So we'll be summarizing the results of that study and showing some of the cost comparisons. And then based on those recommendations, the government has launched a number of schemes to attract investment, and this roadshow is one of the action steps taken towards this to bring more investment to the sector. So Dr. Shabazz will be summarizing what some of those initiatives have been over the last several months. And then we hope to meet with several of you more in a one-on-one basis to see whether this has garnered some interest among you in terms of potentially thinking of coming and investing and promoting job growth in the province. So I'll stop there. I'm going to turn it over to Mr. Todd Jensen, who's already been introduced as an expert on the outsourcing industry. He'll be summarizing some of the global trends in outsourcing and where Pakistan in general fits into this. And then Dr. Shabazz will take it forward on the province.
Finally, we get to get cranking into some of these slides. I hope you're excited about that. I am. Really grateful to be here today. And let me tell you what we're asking you to do. We're asking you to evaluate the information for your own businesses, of course, but we want to get the word out that KP is serious about becoming an important outsourcing destination. And my background is in the outsourcing industry. I've been responsible for buying outsourced services from many different countries. I've set up operations and trained people and worked in operations in many different locations. I've worked in the popular big destinations like the Philippines, but I've also worked in some of the emerging economies in Africa and Central America and South America, some of these other places. So I'm convinced that Pakistan is ready to start stepping into that world of being one of the great outsourcing destinations. So let me walk you through what I've prepared, which is the story of outsourcing. Some of you, I sat at a table with this kind man over here, whose name I can't remember because I'm terrible with names. But we had a conversation. He's an expert in outsourcing. I'm sure many of you have some expertise. I just want to give you a quick sense from my perspective of where the outsourcing industry is, where it's going. The money is not slowing down going into the outsourcing industry. Notwithstanding what Donald Trump likes or dislikes, people and companies are continuing to outsource because it makes sense. It makes sense for economic reasons, but it also makes sense because the expertise to manage large internal operations projects is all in these outsourcing countries. So that's why they're all continuing to spend their money in this sector, and why that's not going to slow down anytime soon. This is a Deloitte survey that shows, that interviewed CEOs from across many sectors. You'll see on one of these axes, you'll see all the different sectors that were interviewed. And this is their assessment on who is outsourcing, and the next slide will be a little, and also whether they plan to increase or not. Pretty much every sector is doing some outsourcing. And most notably, the functions within those. Look at the IT and the legal, the tax, the HR, all of those functions in outsourcing, they're all planning to increase the amount of outsourcing that they're doing over time. And this is also from that Deloitte, survey on why they're outsourcing. They're obviously seeing it as a cost-cutting tool, but I think this is really important. The second reason there is to enable the focus on core business. Increasingly, companies are not interested in mastering the full range of services that they have to provide. They want to focus on what their mission is, what they're particularly good at, and find a partner, company that can deal with the rest successfully. Scale is also a big issue, and I'll talk about that a little more here in a minute. This is one of my favorite slides, and we're going to be making this PowerPoint presentation available to all of you, so don't worry about that. You'll all have access to this. This 60-second slide it's just ridiculous. Look at all the kinds of things that are happening in an internet minute. This is in 2017, so it's already a little old. But in 2017, $751,000 were spent online every minute on the internet. That's a lot of money. That's a lot of money. And look at these Instagram, Facebook. Look where people are spending their time. And email. You're sick of email because you get up in the morning and you got 200 emails that you have to go through. Well, you know, that magic hope that you have, that you live for, that someday email will go away, yeah, that's not going to happen. Look at that list. 156 million emails sent. That's in a minute. So what this tells you is that consumers, and it's not just in developing countries, or in the developed countries, not just in Canada, it's not just in the United States and Europe, in everywhere, consumers are interacting with each other and with their favorite companies online. Now, what does that mean for the outsourcing industry? Well, it means that if you're in the insurance business, for instance, you're not going to get a lot of new customers going door to door. You're not going to get a lot of new customers sending a glossy brochure to somebody in the mail. How many of you even check their mail once a day, your physical mail once a day? Okay, well, I'm sorry that you do that. That's sad for you that you still feel like you need to do that. But most people are not checking their mail every day. And so the way to get to customers is through these interactions online. So banks, insurance companies, all these providers of services are having to digitize their presence and their business in order to get in front of where their customers are going. And guess who does that type of work better than anybody else? It's the outsourcing industry, has the expertise to give you that kind of access to those customers. And look at the Netflix graph. That Netflix graph shows you the red is the US, blue is international. So Netflix is taking off, but it's growing even stronger in international markets than it is in domestic markets. So this is not just a US market. So Pakistan, all these countries that are emerging into the new economy are skipping steps that other countries have had to go through, and they're starting to enter immediately into a digital phase. So if you're Unilever, if you're Microsoft, if you're IBM, you're Apple, and you want to talk to your emerging market customers, so outsourcing is important. And these trends are changing outsourcing. There's still a lot of conventional outsourcing, customer experience, those type of outsourcing functions. But as more and more companies are born digital, they live in their own code, and their code is one of the special, unique things that they offer to the marketplace. They're looking for outsourced partners that can help them scale. I don't know if you heard there's a Bitcoin selling company in California that's in all kinds of trouble right now because they went big and they got some traction and they got huge demand, and they couldn't handle it all. And they started having problems with the banking transactions. They started having problems with getting back to customers, or having a problem. Within a week, it had turned into a huge public affairs disaster for the company. And it's simply that they didn't have the capacity to scale to meet all the customers that they were getting. That trend is going to continue, and outsourcing is going to be the solution. One last part of the outsourcing story. You may be asking yourself, isn't India the most important country in outsourcing? Well, it's still the biggest. They still have the most people that are doing outsourcing work there. But this chart shows you that lots of operations and people are fleeing India to go to other destinations. The man I was talking to today and I were talking about how in the Philippines has already taken a large share of the voice work from India because they're better at it. And, success follows success. And so, Philippines has become this huge outsourcing destination for voice work. But they're also going to all these other places. They're going to these other places because companies are nuanced in their choice of outsourcing destinations. They don't just go to one country anymore. They go to one country to get a certain type of expertise. They go to another country to get the best price for certain simple transactional tasks. They go to another country to be near shore, to where their customers are, to be in the same time zone. So most large outsourcing companies have 3 to 5 different destinations that are part of their portfolio. And I think KP is one of those emerging destinations that's going to increasingly be in people's portfolios. So let me walk you through just a handful of slides to give you my assessment of Pakistan generally, and then Dr. Shabazz will walk through KP specifically. You'll see this slide. There's a lot to read here. I won't go through it. But the thing that should strike fear in the hearts of all other outsourcing destinations is that 207 million population number. Jamaica, Belize, a lot of these other destinations, Kenya, they're all emerging as destinations, but they're not going to go very far because they don't have very large populations. And the smaller your population is, the faster the prices are going to increase for the talent in those regions. Let's look at Pakistan generally and follow the money. So this chart here shows Pakistan's foreign investment. So it's increasingly becoming a place where people want to put their money, want to take advantage of the local emerging market. The stock market has been performing well, and just about all the economic research that I've found is uniform in saying Pakistan is going to continue to invest in infrastructure. It's going to continue to invest in power. So all of those things countrywide are going to continue to get better and cheaper over time. The government's pretty set, and they've got a lot of local partners and regional partners that are helping to invest in that, like the Chinese. Pakistan's GDP is improving. One of the things that makes I think you were speaking to what an exciting time it is for Pakistan to be emerging from some of its history and difficulty. Those are pretty strong projections for the GDP coming out. It's had several strong years prior to now, but that looks to only continue. And one of the things we look at when companies want to start operating in Pakistan, they pay pretty careful attention to how hard or easy it is to do business. So I just wanted to highlight that on the World Bank's Doing Business indicator, Pakistan improved in almost every category, especially in working accrues. So there's been a lot of systematic work to make it easier to engage and to do business in Pakistan. This is one of the greatest slides ever. So A.T. Kearney is a global research service, and every year they publish a ranking of countries and how attractive they are as outsourcing destinations. So Pakistan sits about in the middle, but look at these three areas of criteria that they work with: financial attractiveness, people skills and availability, both of which Pakistan does very well, and then business environment. So in this business environment capacity indicator, that's Pakistan's problem, is the perception of security issues. So part of this assessment includes data related to the perception of security issues in Pakistan. Pakistan ranks number 4 of all 55 countries on this list for financial attractiveness. Number 4 out of all these destinations for financial attractiveness. So just a slight change in this perception of security, and the government, like Dr. Shabazz and the government of KP being assertive in going out and indicating that their region, their province is ready for business. Just those type of things is going to make a huge impact overall to Pakistan's attractiveness for outsourcing. And then and finally, I'll just some of the business things that are important at the federal level is Pakistan allows 100% repatriation of capital. IT exports are tax exempt, at least for the next year or two. And foreign investors are allowed to repatriate profits in the currency of their investors. And then finally, the State Bank of Pakistan allows a 30% depreciation on IT. So the IT board, the government of KP has even better incentives than that, but the overall federal environment is positive for outsourcing. So prices are good, talent is strong, and I'll just conclude by saying before we started this trip in San Francisco, I was in Pakistan, in Peshawar, and we graduated a class of a training group that we had gone through to train on an online outsourcing platform. So we had 4 cohorts. 2 cohorts were men, 2 were women. We trained them equally on how to perform outsource-related tasks on this platform. And from a quality and a production perspective, I thought they all did well. The women actually did better than the men. And that surprises no one that actually knows a woman. If you don't know a woman, then I'm really sad for you. But the women actually had less IT training than most of the men, and they still did better. There's a curiosity, conscientiousness about learning the task. In some countries I've been in, young people are really shy when they're learning to perform certain tasks, or they're shy or nervous about working for somebody in a technical role or sector. But we were very pleased with the openness and the assertiveness of the people there in KP. And of course, with the graduation ceremony, everybody's lined up for selfies like they are with every other country, making people feel like rock stars. But there's an energy and a vibrancy, and the government in KP has locked into that, and they've sensed that, and I think you'll find they're really committed to giving these young people an outstanding shot at the future. So I'm very pleased to turn the time over to Dr. Shabazz.
Ji, Assalamu alaikum. So we are here at the World Bank and KPK event. Incredibly grateful to have these leaders here with us. And Mr. Imran Siddiqui, thank you for being here. Consul General of Pakistan. Daud Khan, thank you for being here from KP. Khalid Usman, thank you. Sir, I would love for you to say a few words about what you see as the vision for this initiative and what it could do for business in Canada and Pakistan as well.
ये उर्दू का चैनल है जी, हैं उर्दू का चैनल।
ठीक है, आप
हाँ जी, मैं ये कहना चाहता हूँ कि ये बहुत अच्छा इनिशिएटिव है। इस तरह पाकिस्तान अभी पिछले दिनों फेडरल मिनिस्टर फॉर कॉमर्स एंड टेक्सटाइल वाज हियर, and we discussed this thing with our interlocutors. He had very good meetings with his with Canadian counterparts कि ये IT एक ऐसा प्लेन है जहाँ पर ना ओशंस की ज़रूरत है, ना शिपमेंट्स की ज़रूरत है, और आप फिर भी बिज़नेस कर सकते हैं और ज़्यादा अच्छा बेहतर बिज़नेस कर सकते हैं। और अभी हमारी वाइब्रेंट जो प्रोड्यूसर्स हैं और उनकी जो प्रोडक्ट्स हैं वो उधर हैं, और यहाँ पर एक बड़ी मार्केट है। तो चैलेंज ये है कि किस तरह उन प्रोडक्ट्स को यहाँ पर मार्केट किया जा सके, और उस परसेप्शन को जिसका आपने भी तज़किरा किया है कुछ स्पीकर्स ने कि है पाकिस्तान के बारे में, उसको ज़ाहिर किया जा सके। तो इस तरह के इनिशिएटिव्स जो हैं उस परसेप्शन को ख़त्म करते हैं नेगेटिव जो पाकिस्तान के बारे में है, और वो जो प्रोडक्ट्स हमने प्रोड्यूस किए हैं हमारे लोगों ने, हमारे यंग जनरेशन, बहुत हमारे फ्रीलांसर्स हैं एट्सेट्रा, वो जो कुछ कर रहे हैं उसको सही तरीके से सही कॉन्टेक्स्ट के साथ यहाँ पर मार्केट करने में ये इनिशिएटिव बड़ी मदद करते हैं। मगर मेरी उम्मीद है कि ये यहाँ पर रुकेगा नहीं मामला, और भी इस तरह के इंटरेक्शन होंगे, फ़िज़िकल ना हो सकें तो कम से कम सोशल मीडिया पे कुछ हो सकें। आपने जितने भी यहाँ पर लोगों से मिलवाया है, मैं सेक्रेटरी साहब हैं, मैं इनसे रिक्वेस्ट करूँगा कोई फ़ेसबुक पेज बना दें, ताकि कम से कम जो आज के दिन जो लोग आए हैं इसमें वो तो कनेक्ट हो सकें ना, और आप उनको शोकेस कर सकें, और वो आगे से फिर आपको मज़ीद लोगों से कनेक्ट करा सकेंगे। मगर देयर शुड बी सम प्लेटफॉर्म, क्योंकि अगर प्लेटफॉर्म नहीं होगा तो फिर ये एक जगह जमा होंगे लोग, अगले दिन गायब हो जाएंगे इधर उधर, तो फिर मामला चल नहीं सकता आगे। तो मार्केट को फोकस करने के लिए हमें लोगों को साथ लेके चलना पड़ेगा, और अगर नई चीज़ें आ रही हैं वो उनको हमें इन्फॉर्म करते रहना पड़ेगा। उसके लिए कम से कम सोशल मीडिया पे कोई इनिशिएटिव लॉन्च करने की ज़रूरत है।
मैं थोड़ा ऐड करना चाहूँगा कि हमारे यहाँ आज आने का मकसद यही था कि यहाँ के जो मुख्तलिफ़ BPOs कंपनी हैं या दूसरे इन्वेस्टर्स इंटरेस्टेड हैं उनको हम बता सकें, और जब जो इनिशिएटिव्स हम KP में हमने लिए हैं और किस तरह खैबर पख्तूनख्वा जो है वो दैट इज़ द नेक्स्ट BPO डेस्टिनेशन। इसके सिलसिले में मैं ये कहना चाहूँगा कि मौजूदा हुकूमत ने पहली बार एक बड़ी कॉम्प्रहेंसिव डिजिटल स्ट्रेटजी जो प्रेजेंटेशन में आपने देखी, तो ये उसकी कड़ी है, उसके एग्जीक्यूशन की कड़ी है, और मकसद आने का ये है कि टू डेवलप लिंकेजेस एंड स्टार्ट द डायलॉग सो दैट वी कैन रीच सम कंक्लूजन, मतलब कि फ्रूटफुल आउटपुट्स।
एक्चुअली जो हमने आज सुना है, मैं तो हैरान परेशान रह गई हूँ कि इतने ऑर्गेनाइज तरीके से सब कुछ लाया गया है, और जहाँ तक जो ऑडियंस भी अटेंडेंस में थे सही इंटरेस्ट ले रहे हैं, और मुझे लग रहा है कि वाकई बहुत सारे पोटेंशियल इसके आउटकम्स हैं जो वाकई होंगे। सर, हम आपका सुन रहे हैं कि हम इसका कुछ करेंगे, इसको कंटिन्यू करने के लिए सोशल मीडिया और भी तरीक़ों से। खालिद भाई, आप
Well, I think it was fantastic. It's the first time an initiative from KP happening, and I was quite impressed because, I didn't expect the kind of presentation that was made. Daud sahab, aapko mubarak ho, and mashallah, it's a great initiative, and you have the right people here. And I think जो Council General साहब ने कहा है, I think it's a very good idea. Put all of them together because that's the only way, and you can expand that base. क्योंकि आज का लेके उनको जुमा करके and then they can all expand. But I think it's a great initiative. आपकी गवर्नमेंट को आपको बहुत बहुत मुबारक हो. And I think what I heard today is fantastic. And coming from the KP government, which I belong to KP, and I'm very very impressed. Thank you very much.
अस्सलामुअलैकुम, मेरा नाम फसल सिद्दीकी है और मैं प्रेसिडेंट हूँ ओपन टोरंटो का, ऑर्गेनाइजेशन फॉर पाकिस्तानी एंटरप्रेन्योर्स ऑफ नॉर्थ अमेरिका. ये हमने इवेंट वी होल्ड दिस इवेंट फॉर वर्ल्ड बैंक एंड KPK गवर्नमेंट टू शोकेस देयर बिजनेस प्रोसेस आउटसोर्सिंग opportunities in Canada. This has been a very highly successful event with people attending from all walks of life who are in IT industry and had a very good interaction. We have so many requests for one-to-one meeting after that. So we look forward to building on this and helping companies look into the possibilities of outsourcing and doing business with KPK government and do our bit. Open is by itself. Our mandate is to promote business and entrepreneurship in North America, in Canada precisely. So we work with organizations like that, and we'll continue working in the future as well. Thank you so much.
आज हम टोरंटो में हैं और we have met a number of participants arranged by the Open Network, and we are here to showcase the investment opportunities available in Khyber Pakhtoon in the IT sector, and also we want to position Khyber Pakhtoon as the next outsourcing destination. And there's a big value for all of the businesses that would want to outsource part of their businesses, and those who are currently operating in other parts of the world for to have their teams and outsource their work, especially in Manila and Vietnam and other parts of Pakistan also. So what we discussed today is that the value proposition that KP offers is significantly better in terms of the low wages and the low rentals. And we also showcase a number of other initiatives, including that of cybersecurity, blockchain, the early age programming, the skill development, the digital skill development program, which is one of the largest and the first of its kind in Pakistan, with 40,000 digital skills training across the province. So what we are pitching here today is that Khyber Pakhtunkhwa is a large skill base and talent pool that's available for the industry and for the investors to make use of, and the government is there with all of its full commitment to support the investors in different ways and provide the business facilitation. So the response is very good, and we have all of the expectations, especially the overseas Pakistanis. They are the first resource that can help us realizing this dream. And what we've realized is that every Pakistani is very deep rooted back in Pakistan. They want to give back, and this is a very good sign. So it is very good, and we love to be here with all of the very distinguished and high achievers from the Pakistan community. Thank you very much.
आप देख रहे हैं टोरंटो 360 टीवी
और हम वापस आते हैं कमर्शियल ब्रेक के बाद.
आप देख रहे हैं टोरंटो 360 टीवी. जाइएगा नहीं, हम ब्रेक के बाद वापस आते हैं.